Welcome back, everyone, to a very long overdue writing update on my book. I think the last one was, I can't even count. I didn't look, but it's been several months since last autumn. So just some updates and where I'm at with it. So over the winter, I ended up, well, for one thing, I got my old job back that I had lost over last summer. The hours are less, and so what that does is it allows me to keep writing because I get home from work a lot earlier. So that's been really nice. It just kind of was a confirmation to me to keep doing this, for one thing. And but over the winter, so I didn't get the amount of actual writing and word count, page count that I was hoping to. I didn't work on it as much as I should have, but in the end, it was kind of a good thing because I did a lot of plot work over the winter and changed a few things for the direction of the story that I'm pretty excited about. So I'm glad I didn't get too far into the manuscript so that I would have less to update. So the point I'm at now is I'm digging back into the actual writing with some very solid direction. The plot and the character arcs, everything that I've been working on I've been incorporating a lot of the stuff I've been researching and reading about lately that are very interesting to me. But I'm very excited about the ideas that have come up and the characters. I don't generally like doing just straight talking to the camera videos. For some reason, I find that I'm like holding my breath. Anyway, so getting back on track here, I have been starting to dig back into the actual writing, and I've added in quite a few chapters at the beginning with the main character and where he starts out, and a lot of the building plot and intrigue right away. At this point, there's not a whole lot of dialogue in those beginning chapters, which is the only thing that concerns me a little bit. I do know that the majority of readers prefer dialogue, which I'm one of them. But I'm hoping that the actual intrigue that is going on will be enough to carry that story for those first couple chapters. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more to it now, and there's some very interesting things that I've added in. They're very intriguing to me. Again, like I've said that 100 times, so I think that's pretty obvious. The word count hasn't gone up a whole lot since one of my last writing vlogs, which I think I said 12,000 at that point, hasn't gone up a whole lot. So I don't want to give away, obviously, spoilers to the story itself, but some of the concepts I'm building into it are, so the themes, as you may have noticed in my recent videos, the last one I came out with especially, is digging into this idea of the lost realm of fantasy and myth, as I've talked about in recent podcasts, digging into those ideas and exploring them through the story and the character. So just to introduce it a little bit, it's set up as a dual world kind of scenario. So the first one being a scientifically driven, modern-esque kind of steampunk world, just coming into the steam engine, but still heavily relying on horse carriage transportation, but very much in an advance in pursuit of scientific discovery. But there are other communities that are clinging to the older, more down-to-earth religious ways and look at the scientific advance in a very negative light. These are just some quick AI concept art. I have a board on Pinterest that has some much more colorful and intriguing pictures, but I don't necessarily have copyright. I don't want to worry about that. And then the other world is the main one I've been building on this channel, which is Aerthane, and that is the more fantasy, medieval-based world.
And I just wanted to draw the contrast with these two worlds, Eorthane kind of representing the world of myth, fantasy, and wonder, and then the modern world is just kind of a representation of where I feel we are landing today with the drive of science and the need to explain everything and box it up. And as I worked through the plotting of the story, it kind of naturally comes out to be a duology. It's going to be a 2-book series, introductory to the world that I'm building. There will be others that flow out of it, but it's illustrated, these concepts are illustrated through the main character, who is originally from one of these older communities and has faced some disillusionment and is now seeking and in a place where he's open to the things that he was always taught were taboo. And he has come to the larger city and has joined up with the scientific institute there, and through that gets wrapped up into the events of the story.
But there's a lot more actual like intrigue and story plotting going in to the story itself and the characters. But again, it's coming along. I'm not as far along as I had hoped at this point, but my goal is still, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to try and have the rough draft done in 2024. That's what I'm shooting for. I have a lot of work to get there yet, but I think I can do it. So, and yeah, again, I do really hope to inspire more young men to get into reading and even writing. I don't see that as being as prevalent in young men as in young women, but I would love to see that because there's a lot to be missed there. Been doing a lot more reading. When I say a lot, I am a little bit of a slower reader, so I don't get through books as quickly, but I'm reading a lot more than I have in the last couple years. Really enjoying digging into some good books of all kinds. I got through Lord of the Rings. That was awesome. I really took it slow, but that was on purpose. I really enjoyed reading it. I will definitely be digging into it again. I bought... Yes. I've been wanting to read the Silmarillion for a while now, and so while my family and I were out on a long weekend trip, hitting up a lot of bookstores, I picked up a copy of the Silmarillion, so I will be digging into that before too long. And again, I'm sure that one's going to take me a while, but that'll kind of be a background book. I won't let it stop me from reading others along the way. I'm currently reading Resistance of the Ilion Chronicles. My sisters are one book ahead of me, and it's a very good story. It is very emotional so far, which I do like emotion in a book. And I've heard that book too is... But yeah, be digging into that one soon. While we were out, I also picked up a Ted Dekker book. I've never read Ted Dekker, so I'm interested to try it. I've also heard a lot about this series, Eye of the World, Wheel of Time. I'm going to be giving that a try at some point. Oh my goodness.
So, not a lot to the video. Like I've said probably numerous times up to this point already, I just wanted to keep you guys updated with where I'm at, with the story, with the world building. I am still plugging away at it. It is coming along. I have a set goal to when I want it done. I plan on making a lot more videos of varying topics. I don't really have a set schedule anymore for this channel. I just put out the videos based on what I'm researching, what I'm interested in, tying them into my story behind the scenes as well. This is probably my least favorite kind of video to make. I feel like they're not as interesting. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong on that. But I appreciate you all tuning in. Any feedback is always taken in and appreciated. Also, just to chat is fun. If you want to leave a comment. I will catch you all in the next video.